Hi, friends and listeners. It's Dr. Laura Mock here again today. Today is the day after Christmas, and I have had a very nice break. I've been off for almost a week. Tomorrow, I am going to step into the office and finish off some cases of people who want to finish work before the end of the calendar year. And then I'm off again until January 2nd, I think, maybe January 3rd. So it should be a pretty easy day, and I hope all of you are having a really nice vacation as well. And if you're not having a vacation because you planned on seeing a bunch of patients this week, maybe consider being in charge of your calendar next year and making some plans to spend some time with your family and yourself over the holidays. It has been really nice here. It's been unseasonably warm, and I was able to go on some hikes, and that was great. And also, while I was outside, I thought a lot about the next video that I want to make. And I've been talking to a lot of people, and they all agree that I should be talking about today's subject, which is building a kick-ass team. So this video is mostly geared towards people who are employers or managers. And of course, I'm a dentist, so I speak in terms of my dental practice, and especially being a mom and a female and a boss. That can be a very unique set of circumstances to work with. So, as usual, my comments surround that. So, if you're interested, stay tuned. This will take me less than 10 minutes to talk about, and I feel like it's really valuable information. So when I am out in public and I'm talking to people who either come to my practice or who know the people in my practice, I always hear the same thing, which is, you have such nice people who work for you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. It's pretty crazy, isn't it? And even the other day, I had a consultant visit our practice. She comes and visits us every once in a while. And she was like, Laura, you really have an amazing team. And I think she wanted to say the best ever team. I might be biased, but she has to be politically correct. So we'll give her that. But I think that's what she was thinking in her head. So I have 6 employees. 5 are full-time. I have 2 full-time assistants, a front desk / office manager. And then I have 2 full-time hygienists. They work 4 days a week, and 1 part-time hygienist who works 3 days a week. And here are some of the things that my team does that's really freaking amazing. So we have a really ridiculous daily goal. I'm embarrassed to say how high it is because we almost never reach it, but they strive to reach that goal every day. And sometimes that means we're adding treatment to an already full schedule. So they'll pull me over and they'll be like, we're adding a crown in room 6. Or I'm not going to be available to talk for the next 30 minutes because I'm going to be selling a sleep apnea appliance in the consult room. And basically, they have so much ownership and so much investment in the success of the practice that all I do is I just basically run to whichever room they need me to make tooth dust in next. And that's just how they are. I mean, they're a team of empowered, ownership-based ladies. So some people are like, okay, well, how did you get here? And I'd like to start at the beginning, which is that after I finished high school, I didn't really have a lot of ambition. I did go to a university for a couple of years, and then I served a church mission for another year and a half after that. And I didn't still really have any career ambitions. And so I actually worked in a dental office and I sucked spit. And I'm saying it that way because I wasn't a very good assistant. I was kind of shitty. Oh, excuse my language. But I didn't really get it. And I was new. So I have sat in that dental assistant chair. And I did that before I even thought, maybe I want to be a dentist. So I feel like that's part of my journey. And it's part of why I can have such a good team. Because I have sat in their chair. After I went to dental school, I almost immediately purchased a practice. I bought a practice when I was less than a year out of school, and it was a great practice. It was full of patients. In fact, my seller dentist had stopped taking new patients because he couldn't take it. He couldn't do it all. So I started taking patients, and over the next year, I became pretty busy. I wasn't busy right at first, but it happened pretty quickly. And it was sort of a bread and butter, what I call patch and watch sort of practice. So it definitely paid the bills and it got things done. And when I got to a point in my career where I wanted to sort of raise us to the next level or two, I hired a consultant, and it was Blatchford Solutions. Just in case you're interested in contacting them, I do highly recommend their services. And they helped me see that my practice needed a vision. If I wasn't just going to be the patch and watch lady, sort of like the value dentist down the street, that I needed to set myself apart. So I made a vision for my practice, and then they helped me see that each of the employees in the practice, because those employees make such a huge difference for how people interact with your practice, they helped me see that each of the employees needed to support the vision. And I will never forget when Bill Blatchford sat me down and he said, Laura, make a list of your team and then figure out which ones you would like to drive across the country with in a VW bus. So I was like, oh, okay. So I looked at each of the employees, and honestly, some of them needed a new opportunity, and that's okay. They've moved on to better things that fit them better. And then there are others who have stayed with me the whole time. And now when I hire a new person for the team, this is what I look for: personality over skills. Now, they have to meet their state legal requirements for their position. But I would rather have someone who's fresh out of school and who is eager to learn and eager to become a part of the team than someone who knows how to do all the things but doesn't want to be on my team or be a part of our culture. And then a willingness to commit to the schedule, because here's another interesting thing about our practice. And this segues into the next thing about what I offer my practice, because all of my employees have 6 to 8 weeks of vacation, and it just depends on what we're doing that year, how many weeks they get, but we all have to take it together. So there's no coming to me and saying, oh, I'm going to take this day off, or oh, I'm going to take this week off. Before the year begins, we sit down with our calendars, all of us, all 7 of us. I have a wedding. I'd rather take more time off in the summer, all those things. And we get together and we set the practice schedule. And then every week that we are closed, which we're closed 8 to 9 weeks a year, every week that we are closed, one person is assigned to be in the office to handle emergencies and phone calls and do their admin work, stuff like that. There's a really nice schedule for everybody. People whose turn it is to do the phones, they're really not working that hard. And everybody loves having this much time off. And what happens is everybody comes back from the vacation renewed and ready to work hard again. So when I hire somebody, one of the things I say is, we all take vacation together. Is that something that you can commit to? And honestly, when you say you can have 6 to 8 weeks of vacation, usually people are like, fuck yeah, when do you want me to work? So this is all the things that I offer. First of all, I offer that massive amount of vacation, and that is another thing that Blatchford Solutions suggests. I offer open communication. I will always listen to my employees when they come to talk to me. So we kind of have a tradition in the office. I'm in my office, I'm finishing up the day, somebody comes in, they say, can I talk to you? And I say, shut the door, let's hear it. And then I just sit and listen to them, whatever it is they need to say. Usually it's solution focused. Sometimes they have something going on in their personal life, or they're going to have a baby, which is always exciting. And what I've learned over the years is that it's great to just listen to your employees. And when I asked my employees this week what they thought was great about our leadership and our team environment, the most common comment that I got was the open communication. So ladies and gentlemen, if there's any dudes listening to this, your employees want you to hear what they're saying. And this is a really important one. And I always make time to listen if somebody has something to say to me. And I will say that even if I don't feel like what they're saying is something that I'm going to agree with, what I'll do is I'll just sit and take notes or I'll type while they're talking so that I can process what they're saying and say, I need to take this home and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Another thing that they said was really handy was getting an opportunity to meet the new hires before I actually hire somebody. Usually our team is very involved in hiring the next person, and that's happened the last 3 or 4 or even 5 times I've hired somebody, and it's been awesome. This is another thing that we added this last year, and it's because it's gotten so hard if you don't have it as a single person, and that's health insurance. And I don't, what's the word? I don't pay for very much of their premium myself. It's about $200 per employee. But just the fact that I provided a group policy for them to participate in, it makes it so much less expensive than if they're buying it on their own. So we have the health insurance. And then we also have a profitability bonus, which is based on our collections. And it's something that everybody shares together. So it's not like the front desk or the assistants get more than the hygienist or anything like that. Everybody gets the same amount based on the number of hours that they work. So our part-time person gets a little bit less, but even she gets to bonus in that. Okay, 2 more things and I'm almost done. One thing that's really important, and I also learned this from Blatchford Solutions, is keeping a positive focus. And I will tell you right now that this takes energy every single day. There is never a time when it's completely automatic for me to keep a positive focus. After I've seen the number of patients that I've seen at the end of the day, it can be hard for me to end of the day meeting in a positive way. So usually what happens is I delegate that to somebody else because I've found that people don't think I do a very good job at that. But we're always at the beginning and the end of the day, we are saying things in a positive way. And also, if there's something to correct, let's say there's a common scheduling mistake that somebody's making, or somebody hasn't been collecting at the time they're supposed to collect, I will say, guys, we have this issue and I am not pointing any fingers. Nobody is in trouble. I just want to say how I want it done. So this is not me finding any fault, but this is how I want it done. Does everybody understand? Yes, we understand. And then we move on. There's no you're bad or you suck or anything like that. It doesn't accomplish anything to do that. And the last thing is that we're very goal oriented at Marian Dental. If the ladies say they want a goal, we carve one out. And let me tell you, they've set some high ones. And sometimes we make it and sometimes we don't, but we always benefit from having the goal orientation. So just a couple more things that my coach says about our practice. She says that I'm always looking for growth in my individual team members, meaning I expect my team members to strive to the highest levels of their professional abilities, and I want them to succeed. And maybe some of this comes from the fact that I did this myself as a dental assistant, although, like I said, shitty dental assistant, but I've been there. I've been in their seat. I know what it's like. And so there's some empathy there. You can make up some empathy or you can practice it if you weren't a dental assistant first, but there is that inherent desire for my employees to be like, yes, Dr. Laura, she backs me up and she wants me to succeed. So that's about it. And I feel extremely blessed to have such a great team. And I know some of it is luck, but some of it is the way I treat my team, and I hope to continue to nurture them and support them in their families and their success. Let me know if you have any comments. Oh, and if any of my videos have made a difference for you, would you consider sharing my video or the video that you liked with somebody else? Because I'm trying to expand my reach here, and the more people who hear what I'm saying, the more people I can help. I really appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Happy holidays.